welcome back to another episode of His Will for Your Life. I am your host, Sherry Levon Harris, and we have joining us today is April Nina Williams. And this is International Women's Day, along with Women's History Month. So we have a special guest, and you're going to enjoy her. We're going to have just some great conversation. Please like, tag, and share, and we'll be right back.
His will for your life with Cherie Harris. This is your weekly Wednesday 7 p.m. podcast. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Informative, hot topic, testimony, interviews, along with your weekly guests and more. And now here's your host, Cherie Harris.
Welcome back. I am your host, Sherry Levon Harris, and we're going to have joining us is April Williams. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes, I'm going to give you this opportunity to share with our audience who you are and what you do.
Okay, I am April Williams. I am currently school administrator in Connecticut. I initially started off teaching math, and so this is like my 23rd year in education. I have two lovely children. I have a freshman in college, and I have a high school senior, so I'm almost an empty
Wow.
nester. Woo woo! And so, and I also have a balloon business. So I am owner and founder of Nina's Balloon Emporium. We are actually going into our fourth year in June, which is like
Wow.
freaking amazing. So, so many things going on and exciting.
Great, great. Well, it's nice for you to join us today. I'm so excited. Outside of our driveway conversations, we get to have this
I know,
conversation in
right?
front of everyone, right?
I
Yeah, I've met you some time back, also in education in the Bloomfield
Yes,
school system. So it's nice to know that we stay connected, and now we're friends, and we're just going to have some simple conversation tonight.
absolutely.
Okay. All righty. Okay, so we're just going to start off with our first question for you.
Okay.
What do you think is the most important quality for a successful leader?
The most important quality for a successful leader is, first of all, I believe humility. Um,
Mhm.
I coin myself as a servant leader, because I believe that as a to be a successful leader, you need to know your strengths, you need to know your
Mhm.
weaknesses. And so you put people around you that can uplift your weaknesses. So you put your those things that you're weak in, you put those people around you. And then with those people being around you, those people help to uplift you and build you up. And also you help build their capacity with your strengths. And so to be a successful leader, you're actually being that servant leader to those people. And so, knowing what your weaknesses are, and and also you have to be secure in yourself to be able to do that, because I find, many times leaders try to take on everything and
Mhm.
not knowing that you can't do that. You're going to burn yourself out. Um, Things are going to crumble. And so you
Mhm.
need to have a team around you that, first of all, you trust, and again, that that complement your weaknesses to make you that great person that you need to be.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a powerful answer. And my takeaway from that is a servant leader.
Yes.
And before you're anything else, you're a servant. And I love the fact that you talk about humility.
Yes.
Um, How have you seen the role of an administrator and a woman leader evolve over the years?
I feel that women are now more out in the open. Um, their um, their opinions are their opinions and their knowledge are more accepted. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so there are more women, especially in the education field. There are more women out there in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then as administrators, there are more women up and coming in that field. So that's how I've seen it evolve, and it's continued to evolve, even with the um, level of colored
Mm-hmm.
women in the field is becoming more vast, and so I see it evolving that way also.
Okay, great. What are some specific challenges that you faced in your role?
Some specific challenges.
Yes.
Um, One thing I know, God has gifted me to be a leader, but you still have to find out, some of those nuances and those
Mm-hmm.
things of, okay, what type of leader are you, right? Um, how do you lead people? Are you going to be that iron fist person? Are you going to be able to, are you going to collaborate with people? Are you going to be able to delegate things? Are you going to be that servant leader? As I said before, you have to kind of find out, you know, where your niche is. And on top of that, you just kind of need to understand, make sure you know how to work with people, right?
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know you can't you can't be rude and nasty and try to lead folk, because people are not going to listen to you. They just are not.
Absolutely.
So you have to kind of put yourself in check and understand that, you know I am here to do a job, but at the same time I need to make sure that I'm present. I need to make sure that I'm available for people. And some of the other challenges that I find, I mean, just being a woman of color in leadership, you know
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people will test you.
Yeah.
People will test you. They, you know, they will test you because they don't think you know as much. They don't think
Mm.
you are smart or should be in that, in that position. And they question it indirectly. They're kind of subtle with it. And then, some of those things you have to try to understand how to maneuver around that and how to
Mm-hmm.
help people understand. I'm the right one in the position, honey. And so, but we all work together at this. And and I and in these type of situations I have to be prayerful too. I have to ask the Holy
Yeah.
Spirit to, really speak to me and really help guide me and lead me, because I know sometimes I want to just get out of myself and be nasty. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Absolutely.
But
That's what we're
but
here for.
one of the challenges, that is one of the biggest challenges that I've faced since being an administrator. People
Mm-hmm.
really kind of trying to test and see, okay, are you really worthy to be here?
Mm.
Yeah.
That's so true. Very true. What advice would you give to someone who is looking to become a woman leader,
I
either
would
in
say,
administration? Mm-hmm.
yeah, make sure you have a core group of people that you can, you know, um, lean on. Because I have a core group of girlfriends that I can call on. We get together, we talk about everything. We support each other. We pray for each other. We um, we tell each other how it is. We keep each other, grounded, and
Mm-hmm.
you have those people around to pray for you. And then you also, have those people around to keep you accountable too. So if you say you're going to
Yes.
do something, those people are there to say, okay, you said you're going to do this, so let's get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be okay with that. The other thing is, just make sure you're humble. That you don't, and know that you're a leader, but you don't know everything, right?
Yes.
You don't know
Yes.
everything, because when you present yourself
Mm-hmm.
as such, you kind of turn people off.
Yeah.
Absolutely, as a leader, you are supposed to have a capacity of knowing certain things, but also as
Mm-hmm.
a leader, you do not know everything, right?
Right.
And so I think being humble and also having that group of accountability partners, and just knowing how to be able to collaborate and network with others
Mm-hmm.
is some advice I would give someone who's wanting to be a leader.
Great. Great
Mhm.
advice. What has been your most rewarding experience as an administrator and a woman leader?
Um, wow. It's quite a few. I can't even think of any right now. My most rewarding is, I think when you're putting things in place, because obviously I work with students, and so when you're putting systems and programming in place to make sure that things are working for them, because as an administrator, you come in, your goal is to make sure the kids are being educated. So when you put things in
Mhm.
place and then you see those systems and those programs working, um, to the benefit of the students, that's when you smile. And whatever those systems may be, I'm just thinking about when we
Yes.
were in the pandemic. We had a lot of
Mhm.
SEL learning come in, and the students, with teachers were checking in with the students, and you know,
Mhm.
we work with an outside company to come in and put some structures in place. We may get some pushback, but it
Mhm.
was beneficial to the students because even now we don't do it as much, and the students are asking for it. So, you
Wow.
know, when you put those kind of things in place, I feel that that's when I'm like, okay, wow, this here actually works. This is what I'm here for.
Awesome. Awesome. We have a question from our audience.
Hmm.
Challenges in leading. That's what she asked.
What are some of the challenges in leading?
Mhm.
Quite a few things. So, in leadership, sometimes you end up by yourself. And when I say you
Mhm.
end up by yourself, it's what they say is it's lonely at the top. Not that I'm at the
Yes.
top because I have my principal up there, but you know, I came out of the classroom, and so I had a bigger net of people that I were able to go that I was able to go to as I
Mhm.
became an administrator within the school. That 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 level of people I had to talk with, that kind of decreased. And so
Mhm.
therefore I don't have those people to go to have conversations about, because sometimes you just really need to vent. But now as an
Mhm.
administrator, there are some things that you can't talk to those people that you were close with. You can't have those conversations with. Some of the
Right.
other challenges that you face is getting pushback,
Mhm.
making decisions and being able to stick with those decisions, even though people are not going to like those decisions. And I'm stressing that because there are going to be a lot of decisions as a leader that you're going to make. People are not going to understand. People are not going to agree with, and you have
Mhm.
to be ready to deal with that backlash. And it is not. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes I have to go into my principal's office and close the door and just say some stuff, say some choice words, scream,
Right.
and have her to help ground me. And so,
Mhm.
um, that is one of the biggest challenges that I think you would face as a leader.
Great. Awesome. What strategies do you use to foster collaboration and inspire innovation?
So I try to, find out what people's strengths are, and by
Mhm.
doing, find out what their strengths are, and that's me, just having small talk conversation with people. I'm I love to talk to folks. What I mean,
Mhm.
as we stayed in my driveway and talked for however long.
Right.
you know, and so, and in talking to people, I'm also discerning, what their strengths are. What do they like?
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
what do they, don't like? What are some of the things that, how could they be effective in the system, in the
Mhm.
school system? And
Mhm.
so from there, I'm looking like, okay, this person here, they do really well with this. And so,
Mhm.
okay, this is where we can use them here. And then just having that conversation, building that relationship with them, building that trust, and, just
Mhm.
letting people know, I see this within you. Can you help us with this? You know?
Mhm.
And so it's all about in your approach and how have a conversation, how you talk to people and deal with people.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. How do you balance being a leader, a mentor, and a mom?
Ooh, how am I still trying to figure that out?
Yes.
Um, so, and a business owner. I had to throw that in
Yes.
because
Yes.
busy season is coming up, and so
Mhm.
we are family business. My children, well, one of my children work with me now because the other is away at school, but
Mhm.
it's really sitting down, blocking out time, and really honing in on what the task is. And also with me, I'm an early riser. I used to be back in college and school, used to stay up late cramming for
Mhm.
tests and stuff. I can't do
Right.
that anymore. I have to be in the bed. I'm in the bed usually around 8 o'clock, 8:30, but I
Woo.
get up around 3 o'clock
Mhm.
in the morning. Sometimes,
Mhm.
people receive emails from me. Now I'm not expecting them to answer those emails, but that's
Right.
when I'm optimal. I'm in my flow. I can my thoughts are good. My thoughts are clear. So I'm working,
Mhm.
in the wee hours of the morning, and so
Mhm.
um, that's me trying to balance and get some things done, and just making
Mm-hmm.
sure I, make sure I have my calendar together. Because even with the children, I'm like, put the stuff on the calendar. Because if it's not on the
Right.
calendar, I don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a work in progress. I'm gonna tell
Okay.
you right now, I haven't conquered it, but I have dropped some balls. I have. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's still a work in progress. But I think the biggest thing is just making sure you kind of time block. I have a balloon coach for my
Mm-hmm.
business, and so we talk about blocking time a lot. So what are you going to do between 7 and 8 o'clock? What are you going to do between
Okay.
5 and 6? So just making sure that just keeping a schedule pretty much. And
Right.
so um, that's what I try to do to manage and not drop so many balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. What changes have you seen in the educational landscape that have had the most positive impact?
The most positive impact,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to think about that one
Okay.
because I feel right now with education we are going through a lot, and so
Mm-hmm.
all of those of you who are out there, just lift us up in prayer, lift up the education system in prayer, because
Mm-hmm.
I think post COVID we are still trying to get our bearings. We're still
Yes.
trying to figure out, what's going to work well for the students. I think COVID exposed quite a bit of things that were not working. And so now we are, as educators, are trying to catch up and figure it out. So
Mm-hmm.
as of right now, some of the positives, um, I'm still searching. I'm still
Mm-hmm.
searching. So one thing y'all gonna know about me, I'm gonna keep it real. you know, I'm not saying
Yes.
it's bad everywhere, but it's bad in a lot of places, and we need your prayers. We need your prayers, and we're trying to
Absolutely.
figure it out. Trying to figure it out.
Absolutely. Thank you for being real and
Yeah.
transparent. What do you believe are the necessary skills to be a successful dean, a woman leader, and also in ministry, as well as managing your role as a parent?
Ooh, first of all, you need to make sure you are connected with the right source.
Come
When I
on
say
now.
connected with the right source, you need to make sure
Yes.
you are connected with the Father. Because,
Mm-hmm.
honey, there are days that I'm just like, I am done. I'm good. I'm finished.
Yes.
And the
Right.
Holy Spirit, check me and be like, nope, you still have some work to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest thing is making sure you have a prayer life. Making
Yes.
sure you have a prayer life. Again, making sure you have those people that you can call on and be like,
Mm-hmm.
honey, I need you to talk me off the ledge. I need
Right.
you to, help me. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going through. I need you to talk to me. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You need to make sure and for any of those of you out there who don't have some close girlfriends or close homeboys or whatever, I'm going to encourage you to get some, especially some that
Yes.
are in the
Yes.
faith that you can just
Mm-hmm.
call and pick up the phone and be like, I'm not doing well. What you going to do? You know, they be like, okay, let's go pray. Let's go pray right now.
Right.
Because my
Right.
girls, they be like, let's pray. You need to pray. Yep, I need to pray right
Right.
now. I need prayer right now. And so that's one of the biggest things because um, sometimes you just get in a funk and it's like, mm, what is happening? I don't want to do it anymore. And so that's one of the biggest things. And then again, just making sure you have your accountability partners. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hmm.
All those were very good. Thank you so much. Let's talk about you as an entrepreneur.
Oh gosh.
Because I also want to plug your business. And so if you
Oh,
can give it
thank
to our
you.
audience one more time, that would be great. Say your business again.
Oh, it's Nina's Balloon Emporium.
Right.
And
And
my
so,
daughter actually came up with the name.
did she?
She did. She did.
She's so sweet.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So tell us how it all began. What made you start this particular career path?
So so entrepreneurship has always been within me. Um
Mm-hmm.
because I just think about my family makeup and things like that. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of been within me. So actually in my initial uh degree is accounting. And
Mm-hmm.
so so I have like the business background. But I
Mm-hmm.
decided to go to teaching. However, so how this business came about. So my mother was having her 60th birthday party and down in Texas. And so here I am flying from here to Texas, but I was in charge of making sure the decorations and everything were together. And so I had reached out to someone, we had got everything together that they were going to do it. Well, lo and
Mm-hmm.
behold, they called me last minute, was like, we can't do it. And I was like, whoa.
Whoa.
And then so I, do what I do is go into problem solving mode and figure it out. So I figured
Mm-hmm.
out how to make what I wanted to have happen at her party, the
Mm-hmm.
nice balloon garlands. And I was like, oh, so after her party, we came back home to Houston. I felt like the Holy Spirit just spoke to me because I also at the same time was just looking to actually come up with another stream of income,
Mm-hmm.
because, I was that's where I was at that time. And so
Mm-hmm.
then um it was one of my early morning wake ups. The Holy Spirit spoke to me, and then so I started just looking on YouTube because anything you want to find, go to YouTube. There's
Yes.
no reason anyone should not know what they don't know, right? Go to YouTube and find it
Absolutely.
out. So I went to
Yes.
YouTube, learned how to do certain things, and then I end up running into who is now my coach, my mentor. Her name is Joette. She's out of
Mm-hmm.
Florida, and so I joined her Facebook group, and then just learned more about balloons, and not only about balloons, but about the business of balloons. Having a
Mm-hmm.
business and how to price, how to just do various things.
Okay.
Go to balloon training, and so it just kind of you know spawned from there, and it just and to be honest with you, the Lord has been blessing me so much in the business. Like, I sit like last year. I remember I set a goal. No,
Mm-hmm.
2021, I set a goal and I exceeded the goal by a few $1,000s. And then I set a goal for 2022. Whew, I doubled the goal. And
Come
I
on
more than
now.
doubled the goal. And so, I'm just like, God, I'm not. So, the Lord has blessed me in such a way with the business, and He's taken me in such a direction with the business, which I will hopefully be sharing sooner. I mean, later on down the line, but it has been a blessing, and so that's how it's come about. I have quite a few corporate clients, um, which I'm so grateful for because their budgets are pretty good.
That's
So
wonderful.
so that's how I got into the business, and then just trying to manage that is good. So as a business owner, or even not even as a business owner, but just at being a leader and putting things in place, you got to make sure you have good systems in place. So I
Mm-hmm.
try to automate. So like I can't be answering the phone all the time, so I have a form on my website so people can fill that in, and then I can go through and all the information that I will have a conversation about on the phone. I talk to that's all in the form. So it kind of free up some time because time is money.
Yes.
Time is
Come on.
money.
Tell me about it.
Yes, time is
Yes,
money.
it is. It is. We have a question
Yes.
for you from our audience. Cynthia Howard asks, how important and beneficial are relationships in leadership?
Hey, Dr. Howard. That she's one of the ladies who she that prays for me also.
Hey,
She's a
Dr.
great
Howard.
she's a great
Okay.
inspiration to me. Her and her
Great.
prayer partners. I know at one point I was on their prayer list probably a whole year for them.
Put me on that list, Dr. Howard. Okay, go ahead.
But how important and beneficial are relationships and leadership? Very important because, like I was saying earlier, it gets lonely at the top. And
Mm-hmm.
so being able to knowing that you have those people that you can call on um when you just need some encouragement, or when you just need some strength, when you need just need to vent, it's very beneficial because then you end up finding out other people have gone through what you've gone through, and then they
Mm-hmm.
can give you some inspiration, some wisdom in how to maneuver whatever the situation is. So that's
Yes.
it is very I do not encourage anyone to be isolated, right? I
Mm-hmm.
encourage you to collaborate with people, network with folk. Again, I can't stress enough, have those accountability partners. Have those accountability partners. So it's very important.
How do you build the trust to be able to delegate and to have someone work with you or lay something in their lap and trust that they'll get it done?
Oh, I know that's hard. That is something I had to learn. I had to learn
Mm-hmm.
how to delegate, and even in learning that, knowing how to delegate and being okay if they mess up,
Oh,
because then you can come
okay.
back and let's review the process. Let's figure out what happened, right? Um, but on the flip side of that, I I'm able to discern people's strengths because when I'm
Come.
talking, that's why I talk to people. People,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I have conversations. But you can learn a lot, even in a small talk kind of conversation. I learn a
Mm-hmm.
lot from people. So it helps me to understand. Okay, no, you can file papers, but you can't do this over here. You know what I'm saying? This is where you're good at, right? So that's why I have these conversations.
Yes.
So even when I was in the classroom, I was able to pick out my, because in my classroom, how I structured it, I had
Mm-hmm.
student leaders in my classroom because
Mm-hmm.
and these were the students who sometimes with my behavior issues, but
Mm-hmm.
I was able to build relationships with them and help them with the math, help them to understand the math, to encourage them to where they now want to share with other people. So I would use
Yes.
that as, okay,
Yes.
this is why my classroom is acted up, is out of control because you doing what you doing. So let me put
Mm-hmm.
you in a role so that so you have to
Yes.
get creative. So you have to understand what
Yes.
people's strengths are, and then you'll know, okay, this person will do well here, this person will not do well here. So it really
Mm-hmm.
is, talking, having the conversations, and just understanding what they are.
Okay. So it's
Yeah,
just being able to discern folk, right?
yeah,
So
absolutely.
our top fan, Paula Williams, asks, how do you handle dealing with students who could be rude and disrespectful towards you? Ooh,
Take a deep breath.
right.
Oh God! I mean, because I feel as of late, the disrespect in schools have increased mightily, and so it really is taking a deep breath. Sometimes I have to catch myself because sometimes I want to engage too, because I'm just like, you're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna talk to me like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's taking that deep breath, realizing that it's really not you that they're mad at. It's whatever they have going on internally, right? And so you just have to understand, who you're dealing with and how to de-escalate the situation. And sometimes it's like, honey, just come with me right quick. Let's go to my office. Let's just have a conversation. Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So and then usually we get in the office and I find out a whole bunch of stuff that I'm like, oh Lord, why do I need to know this?
Right.
And so that's
Yes.
pretty much how I handle it because most of them, most of the kids, most of the students around the school know me. They've seen me,
Mm-hmm.
and if they don't, they know about me because I've had their sibling or whatever, and so they know how I roll. They know they
Right.
know I have their best interest at heart, but they know I'm not
Mm-hmm.
taking a mess. They know
Mm-hmm.
that, and
Yeah.
so I'll call them into the office and we had that conversation.
Mm-hmm. My
Yeah.
favorite line is don't let me give you you. And I usually change the
I'm gonna
situation
have to
around just
use
a
that
little
one.
bit. Yes. Yes. It works.
Yeah.
It works. Yes. Paula says great answer.
Thank you, Miss Paula.
Yeah. So how can people find you for their events? Especially, spring is about to come in. So we have proms, we have
Oh,
baby showers, we have weddings, we have bachelorette parties.
yeah, and the biggest thing that hit us last year, a lot of the marathons had come back, and so we were doing balloons for a lot of the marathons last year too, which was freaking
I
awesome. I was
saw
like,
that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I'm telling you, the Lord has been blessing us. I don't do a lot of marketing. I
Hmm.
used to, I put stuff out on Facebook, but in the beginning I used to like kind of boost the post so they can go all over. But now it's
Hmm.
just, people are finding me. So to
Come on
find me,
now.
if you can Google me, Nina's Balloon Emporium, or you can go to ninasballoonemporium.com. That's our website. And then you'll see all of our contact information on the website, our inquiry form. We list our prices on the website, because I'm a believer. I'm that kind of shopper. Like when I'm going to look for something, I need all the information so I can make my decision right now. And so that's how
Hmm.
I feel that my consumer, I should be for my consumer. All the prices are listed on our website. Everything you need to know. There's no secrecy. I'm very transparent and open about how I charge and what we do. So
Right.
everything is there. But
Is
yeah,
any is any job too small?
we do have a minimum.
Okay.
We do have a minimum.
Okay.
However, we do allow pickups. So
Hmm.
if it is below the minimum, we can arrange pickup for you. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
And so you're local in Connecticut?
We're local in Connecticut, and we travel. We travel throughout Connecticut. We don't,
Okay. Do you plan to go outside the state?
There's conversation.
Okay. All
There's
right.
conversation. Yeah,
All right.
there's conversation.
Well,
Yeah.
we enjoyed you very much. Is there any takeaways, anything you want to say? Leave with anyone who may be watching now or later?
Absolutely. My biggest takeaway, I mean, what I would like for people to know is that
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're connected with the Father.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have a prayer life. Make sure you are in the Word. Make sure, and I'm also talking to myself because at times you get busy, and then
Mm-hmm.
it just become an afterthought. And I notice what happens when it's
Yes.
an afterthought, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I just encourage anyone, just be in your Word, pray, um, get you some good girlfriends or some good homeboys,
Yes. Yes.
that'll support you. And I want to say something about my crew that I have. We're so gelled together. It's not like we're trying to one up each other. We just love on each other. We try to make sure that you know we're taken care of, and that
Mm-hmm.
we pray for each other. So I advise you to get you some good girlfriends. And
Yes.
and have them in your corner because it gets lonely, especially life comes your way and you need somebody to be there for you. You need somebody.
Yes. That's very important. But I also have some brothers who can pray. Some
Yeah,
some some good friends who are brothers that can pray just
yeah,
the same. So it's just a matter of getting the right people and being connected to the right individuals to pray.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, that is wonderful. I enjoyed speaking with you.
Absolutely.
Um,
Thank you for having me.
yes, of course. I would love for you to come back.
Sure.
Um, Here's another doctor, Dr. Moorhead. How are you?
Dr.
Um,
Moorhead.
yeah, we got to have you on too, Dr. Moorhead. So
Absolutely.
get ready.
She's a plethora of knowledge.
Yes, she is.
And so I'm going to plug Dr. Moorhead too. Get her in here because she started a new business also. And so
Oh, okay. We
yeah,
have to get you in May. I'll be reaching
absolutely.
out to you,
Get her in
or
here.
my contact person will. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I enjoyed you so much. I enjoyed our conversation as
Thank you.
always. As
I enjoyed
always.
being here.
Yes. And we look forward to hearing some more great things coming from you as it
Absolutely.
relates to your business and what you're doing and what the Father will have you do. Because I know you're also in ministry. We didn't quite
Yes.
touch too much on that, but you
Yes.
are a minister of the
Yes.
gospel.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so we would love to have you back to talk about that as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would love
All
to.
right. All right. Thank you all for watching us tonight. Please share this podcast so that others may see it as a replay. Please come back and join us. We will have Stephanie Harris, who will come back and speak on the same topic, women in leadership roles and how to manage. And so we look forward to hearing from her next week as well. Um, she's saying, hi, ladies. Hello. So we're going to close out. And if you have any questions, we'll give you a few more minutes. If you have any questions for um, Minister Williams, you may do so. We're just going to give them a few minutes just to ask some
Can I
questions
just say
because they're,
something real quickly? I just
yes, you can.
because I know you mentioned ministry. That's another thing. You know, you have to figure out how to balance too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love my church. I love everything about my church, and my church has been there for
Yes.
me. But you also have to you have to also find a balance in that too. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and again, you have to be able to pray.
Yes.
One thing when I pray, I ask the Lord to give me strategy on how
Mm-hmm.
to maneuver, strategy on how to deal with certain things, on how to make certain things happen, and He gives that to
Mm-hmm.
me. And so I encourage anyone out there. especially, it's Women's Month, so I'm talking about the ladies, because we wear a lot of hats: mother, wife, most of us, um, career, church. I'm quite sure most of us working in the church. Those are things really have to find that balance, because you have to understand, if you're no good for other yourself, you can't be good for other people. So one of the things that I start to try to do is do a little bit more self-care. Just kind of step back and just realize, okay, when I'm taking on too much, because I have found myself burnt out, and it has left a bad taste in my mouth, and it has left me thinking, I want to give up. I don't want to do this anymore. I've said some choice words. Lord forgive me, but I'm just gonna keep it real about certain things. But it happens because it happens because you get burnt out, and so you just really have to first understand your limitations, delegate, and um absolutely, Dr. Howard, delegation really means letting go. And I know that was a hard thing for me to do. And sometimes it still is hard for me to do, because sometimes you get in your mind, okay, nobody can do it like me, or I can do it better, and I just need to get it done. But that's not always the case. You have to know how to delegate. You have to know what your limitations are, because if not, you will get burnt out, and some of this stuff will take you out. And you need to be here for, those people around you, your family and things like that. So delegate, delegate.
You heard it. The key word tonight is delegate.
Delegate, yeah.
So we have to make sure we delegate. And delegating is hard. It's
gosh,
really
yeah.
hard because we feel no one can do it like us. But if we trust the God in them,
That's right.
they'll be able to handle the task and fulfill the assignment, because I believe that Most High sends us what we need and who we need.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely
And
will.
so then we know that we can trust them to take care of that assignment to the best of their ability.
He'll send the right people. He will send the right people. We just have to ask sometimes.
You got to watch out for the counterfeits first, because they always seem to come first, right?
Yep.
Yes. Well, good night, everyone. We appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you all again next week. Please stay tuned. Make sure that you follow April. I will put her information up in the feed so that you will have it. But please make sure that you follow her and hire her for your next event.
Absolutely.
Thank you all. Have a great evening. And we celebrate you women today, and we lift you up. And we're also going to be praying for you as we continue to celebrate Women History Month. Thank you so much, and you all have a great night.
Please join us again next week for another riveting, informative